Hello YouTube, this is Weston's Toys and Collectibles, and today we're going to look at the Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Trilogy Mirage. So first off, I want to look at the box because this is a bit of a strange one. Oh, you can see my face. Hi guys. The box for this is a bit different than the others that I've gotten. I don't know if it's just because it's a fan voted or what. But as you can see, looking at Ironhide's box here, you can see the age part. It's just a circle, 8+. This says age, and then in other languages, and then 8+. This side's the same. This side you can see it's pretty much the same kind of artwork type thing, but on the back it has a different, it's got the each sold separately thing here. I don't know if it's a different, if it's like for an international thing or what it is, but the other figures that I've gotten have not had this much difference in the box. But yeah, you can see all this here in different languages, like a lot of different languages. When on here it just says each sold separately, subject to availability, and it says in like 3 languages, maybe 4. Yeah, 4 languages. So yeah, that was kind of weird to me. And then of course this says warning small parts, but that's all it says on here. So they put an addendum inside the box that says warning choking hazard, small parts not for children under 3 years, to make it more proper. And then all this information here, which is the information that's on this box. It's on an addendum here. Thought that was kind of weird. I'm just going to slip that back in the box. So, anywho, here's the instructions for the figure. And they're nice. They're printed in large images. On the back it shows all the different Micromasters, Battle Masters. Another weird thing is, on this is all in Cybertronian. As you can see, I believe on Ironhide's instructions, the names of the weapon, the names of the weapons are in English as well, not in Cybertronian. But on this, it's only in Cybertronian. So that's another difference here. I don't know. Once again, I'm not sure if it's just because it's a fan voted type thing, or if it's an international release. It's just so much different than the others. Alright, so here is Mirage in his race car mode, his Cybertronian race car. You can see on the side it has the Cybertronian writing. A lot of people complain about the back of the car. I actually think it looks alright. I don't think that looks too bad. I really like this car design. And I mean, the faux chest back here, it looks fine to me. Kind of wish like if these were painted red or something as like tail lights or something, that'd be cool, but race cars don't really have lights, so he rolls really well. All this is translucent plastic, then there's silver plastic, black plastic on the wheels with a silver paint here on the other side, and silver paint here on blue plastic. I do wish this was the solid blue, but I do see why they did the clear. And then of course they got the silver paint underneath here. The bottom you can't really, it transforms pretty well. It is a bit gappy in these places, but don't expect too much less than that. I mean, it's a lot of these figures are pretty gappy. So here's a size comparison with Sideswipe, who a lot of people also have. I haven't reviewed Sideswipe yet. I also haven't reviewed Ironhide. I said I did in my Ratchet video, but I have not reviewed him yet. So a review for Ironhide is gonna be coming soon as well. But you can see how he scales with Sideswipe. I think it looks pretty nice. Like I said, I don't really care that this is clear plastic. I wish they had done like a solid plastic and then like pieces in clear with the silver underneath. I think that would have been much better. Do like the silver paint here on the back. Autobot insignia here. The only thing I don't really care for is that this doesn't hold together very well as like it wasn't applied very well here, the silver paint. Very, seems like it was coated really thin right there. You can see it. Like the rest of it's all pretty thick, coated nicely. But right there in the middle, it's really thin. Other than that, I mean, I think I really like this vehicle mode. It's pretty cool. He does come with some accessories. He comes with this weapon. And these can go onto the ports here on the spoiler. And he comes with this, which is like a missile launcher. And then you go on his shoulder in robot mode, and then he comes with this little rocket. I do wish that this had been just another fin here rather than a 5mm peg, but I do see why they did that. So they can hold it there. But that just plugs in like that. And plugs in right there. These are compatible with the weapons effects parts. So let me grab one of my effects pieces. So this can go on right there, or on this one. If you take this off, you can put it here and like pretend like the rocket's firing. If there's anywhere else in vehicle mode it can go on. You can kind of put them on the side here if you maybe well, that one's a little small, so I don't know if that's actually a peg for the weapon effects parts or not. It seemed like it would be, but here on there like that. I do wish like they had put like maybe some pegs here too, or even under here, just to have like you can make like effects here or here, like he's driving and he's got like a booster or something. I think that would have been cool. Okay, so let's get down to transformation. First thing you want to do is go ahead and pull these up, and then carefully untab the arms, and then pull them up. You can see these silver tabs here, and there's a little peg slots right there for those little tabs, and you can see stress marks on mine already. Anyway, go ahead and straighten these out. Another part you want to be careful with is doing this. I've already broken one off. There's two clear plastic tabs here that go onto slots here, and you can see I've already broken one off. So, and then there's tabs here that go into these little grooves right there on by the silver paint. So just flip that back after you untab that, and we can work on the legs. So just kind of split all this down the middle. There's a small tab here you want to also watch for, a clip here, and then a small tab here that just kind of rests in this groove here. That's basically all that holds that together. Oh, and then the tab here. So just these clear tabs, want to be careful with those on, all around. So this leg, go ahead and flip this around as far as it goes. Pull this down at the knee. There's a small tab here. Just want to wedge that over and get it around. And then there's a tab here on this gray arm that'll go into this slot here. And on mine, it doesn't really sit well in there. It does well enough, but you want to flip the foot down, and then there's this tab here, which will just clip over this white piece and lock that into place. And it does fairly well at keeping that pretty sturdy. So same thing on the other leg, just flip this around, make sure you get this tab around that. That is a bit of a, it feels worse than it is. I mean, the gray arm here is really flexible, so you can kind of get it around pretty well, but do be wary of it. And just orient the legs properly so he's standing. Can't really get that tab into that slot there. Straighten out this. There's two tabs here on top. You flip his head out, and you see this groove here. Those tabs will go right into that groove. And then there's a tab here on the white piece that goes into a slot there in the center. Just have all that lined up. Push that into place nicely. These wheels will pop around and go into his back to fill that in nicely. I really like that little transformation there. Just how the wheels just flip around and lock in to the back. And then pull the arms back, and then flip out the fists. Let me raise the camera up, he's a little taller than I expected. Flip out the fists, and then you can just bring the arms down. You can rotate these however you want. And there he is in robot mode. Before we arm him up, I'm going to go ahead and show the articulation. His head is on a ball joint, but it doesn't have a whole lot of range. He can look up a little bit down, and that's as far up as it goes. Kind of a shame there. He does have a waist swivel. You can fake an ab crunch. It kind of falls apart here in the back, but you can fake an ab crunch just with all those hinges here in the back. You can also fake a butterfly joint to get his arm across his chest. It works out. It does break up the sculpt from the side, but it works from like the front. Hinged swivels here for a universal rotation at the bicep, elbow bend at 90 degrees, and the hand can swivel in and out due to transformation. He's got forward and back on his legs, as well as in and out on a universal rotation here just below the hip. You see it's the thighs built around it. Less than 90 degrees knee bend. A little bit less. It's not drastically less. And then you can get his foot out here. It does have like a stopping point right there, but like it goes past it as well. So I don't know. Okay, it's just this corner here that gets caught in the grooves. So other than that corner, it doesn't really have a stopping point. It just hits that groove there. So, and then forward and backward on the feet as well. Just a bit more than a lot of the other figures in the line have given us. So pretty nice articulation wise. Now you can take his rocket launcher and you can either put You can put it on either shoulder. I think it looks better on his right shoulder. And then as for this gun, you can just hold that in his hand. And I think that looks great. I think he's a great looking figure all around. Definitely better than the Combiner Wars Mirage. So here he is with another deluxe from the line. Here is Ironhide. And you see, Ironhide's a bit tall for a deluxe of this line. Mirage is about the same size as Sideswipe, Hound, and the others. So yeah, very nice figure. He has a lot of the same paint apps in robot mode as he had in vehicle mode, so there's not a whole lot of paint, so where there is, it's basically in the same spots. So, do I recommend? I do recommend. You do want to be careful of these clear plastic pegs. And like I said, I broke one off already. And that was just from transforming him. I think the second time I transformed him. I've transformed him a few times since then. And then also be careful of these little slots here, because like you can see a stress mark there on mine already. But other than that, he's a really good figure, and he cleans up nicely in the back. Doesn't look too bad. This is a bit messy back here. I suppose if you don't want this wheel sticking out the back, you can pop those off, have a cleaner look, because they're just friction tabbed in. So if you want a cleaner look, you can do that. And that works. As for these panels, you can just kind of move them around wherever you want. He looks good with some of the weaponizers. I think he looks better with Cog than he does with 6-gun. You can like swap in the red and or take the red parts and silver parts off Cog and 6-gun and just, put the white pieces and the blue pieces on him to match his color scheme. But otherwise, he's a really good figure, very nice addition to this line. Fan voted figure as well. So, anywho, this has been my review of Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Mirage. Go ahead and stick his wheels back here. Definitely recommend picking this guy up. So, this has been Weston's Toys and Collectibles, and until next time, till all are one.